I'm gonna keep it real. When I smoke that coke, it should make me feel so real. I'm gonna smoke it down. When I come to you down, boy, I'm ready to get down.
Yeah, I think rehab is the best plan for Diddy. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. I don't know whether or not you knew this, but the other day Tiny Harris celebrated her 50th birthday. And for her birthday, her man T.I. threw her a star-studded party. Watch this.
We're gonna do that again. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tiny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Tiny Harris. Happy birthday, Tiny. We love you. One time. Y'all make some noise one time for Money Long in the building, y'all.
If I make an announcement, this dance flow is the non-dancing this ass flow I've seen it in a long motherfucking time. I'm talking about this is still a bitch down here, man. Y'all better get to moving, man. Y'all up there standing like your feet hurt, man. Y'all better move around. Put your motherfucking phone down.
My man T.I. said, if I may make that man... Yo, it kills me how people go to parties and they don't dance. I mean, these cell phones are killing everything, because it seems like the only thing that a lot of people know how to do is get dressed to the nines, go to a party, and record themselves. I mean, it's crazy, but it makes me wonder, what would life have been like in the 1800s if Harriet Tubman had a cell phone?
Day 5. We outside again. Can't drop the location because, you know, the ops. But just know we moving. Hey, it's y'all girl Harriet. Day 6. Check in. Day 7. Ain't no snacks. Ain't no vibes. But that's the way. Day 8. Dude popped out the bushes like, y'all thirsty? Had snacks and peace. Shout out Hydration King, we back on the move.
Listen, y'all know I had to do it. Do me a favor and hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that too. Now, Tiny wasn't done, because a few days after her birthday party, she jumped back online with her son King. And she was talking about the fact that even though King is now over 20 with his own baby, she does not want her son to move out of the house.
Look, they said King, when you moving out? And I said, I don't want him to move out. He needs to be in a safe environment, because King don't know how to act all the time, and he just needs to be behind some gates where he don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Now, interestingly enough, usually people would jump online and be like, nah, that ninja like 20-something years old with his own kid. He need to be out on his own and become a man. But this time, to my surprise, most of the people in the comment section actually agree with Tiny. And they were like, yeah, sis, you absolutely right. You need to keep King at home under you and T.I.'s roof as long as you possibly can. For example, one person said, I feel the same way about my youngest. And then somebody else was like, I feel her. I want my baby in the house until I'm gone if I could, LOL. And then after that, somebody else said, he ain't all the way there. She wants to protect her baby. And then, last but not least, somebody else came through and said, the house is big enough for everybody to have their own privacy, LOL. I wouldn't move out either. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. I know that she wants to protect her baby boy because he's been known to make poor choices. But by encouraging him to live at home for as long as possible, even after he's had his own child, could Tiny be hindering King from growing up and preventing him from becoming a man that he needs to mature into for his own family unit? Or is Tiny doing the best thing for her son son by making sure that he stays alive until he matures a little and gets his act together. Let me know what you think about that down below. Now, the other day, K. Michelle posted a video clip of herself looking cute in the house. But the problem was, after K. Michelle posted the clip, mad people came into her comment section like, yo, who the hell is this? How come you look totally different every time we see you? Source, can we please see the clip of K. Michelle? Okay, so after people saw this video clip of K. Michelle, one person came in the comment section and said, wow, I thought this was Kimora Lee Simmons with a blowout. Are you serious right now? This looks nothing like Kimora Lee Simmons. And then somebody else was like, I thought it was Coyle Ray, but hey, K. Michelle. And then after that, somebody else came through and said, she looks like a different person every time. Let me tell you something. If I was on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and they showed me this picture and they said, for $1 million, tell me who this superstar is, I would lose the $1 million because I would be sitting there scratching my head like, I don't know who the heck that is. I mean, I would be over there like Rihanna when they asked her who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence.
This is happening, y'all. Rihanna, are you smart?
Oh my gosh. I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous? Person signed the Declaration of Independence. Go.
Oh, you know I'm not American. I don't need to know that.
I just had to see. Good job.
Yo, you gotta love the fact that as soon as the question came out of his mouth, Rihanna was like, nah, screw that, I'm Bayesian. Alright, so since I mentioned Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I might as well also discuss Uno. A lot of you heard that Uno was supposedly coming to Las Vegas, but the representatives from Uno said, nah, that's not happening. We're doing a limited run of Uno for a special occasion, but Uno is not coming to the casinos because people don't know how to act.
Now, I hope that you all went ahead and canceled your flights to Vegas, and I hope that those were refundable, okay? Because Uno had to make a statement because you all must have forgot they're Uno. Now, they said while Vegas may have some type of security, they are not on the level that they need to be to have Uno at a casino table. Because if you're going to have Uno in Vegas at a casino with alcohol involved, you need to put a cage around that table and throw in some metal folding chairs because it's going to be what? WWE up in there. Because unless you're calling in the troops, there's not enough security. Do you hear me? Let somebody put down too many draw fours. After I'm on my third mojito, somebody's going to hell. Now, they did say you can hit them up via their social club as they travel throughout the U.S., New York, Chicago, Atlanta. See, when I say those places, don't it sound like those places got security? Exactly, because it's Uno. Nobody's playing around with y'all in Vegas right now.
I must say, I agree with the reps over there at Uno, because Uno in the casino can get out of control really quick, especially after like 2 cups of Hennessy, especially since everybody seems to always come to the table with their own rules for the game.
Your turn, hurry up, come on, let's go. You ain't did nothing, go for them. Uno, yellow, yellow, come on, hurry up, wrap it up, yeah, skip you, Uno. No, we didn't say we stacking, y'all making us know, we did not say we stacking, y'all cheating, we're not doing that, we didn't say we stacking, no.
Now, Beyoncé needs to know what Uno knows, and that's this. When you put a whole bunch of hyped up, buzzed up, emotionally charged people in a confined space, things can get out of control quick. So this is what happened. On Tuesday night in Atlanta, after Beyoncé's show, 11 of her fans got injured when a stampede occurred at a nearby transit station. According to sources, witnesses reported that as people were getting on the escalator, a woman screamed and began to run, which caused other people to push and run. But as they surged forward, the escalator malfunctioned, causing injuries to numerous people. A spokesperson for the Malta station later said that she believes that the stampede started because the woman who initially screamed and ran was possibly startled by an insect.
inside Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour stop in Atlanta, spilling out into the streets for some fans.
The Escalade went out and everyone tumbled out.
As first responders raced to the scene of what police say was a stampede at the Metro rail station near Mercedes-Benz Stadium early Tuesday, just as thousands of fans were leaving the sold-out show.
That stampede was no joke. It was really, really scary.
9 people were injured, transit police say, most with cuts and scrapes, but one with a broken ankle. Police say a person began running and screaming, causing a stampede on the escalator. The escalator sped up and then stopped suddenly, sending riders crashing into one another.
I just looked up and I saw a wall of people just coming at me. You saw people falling down and no one was stopping.
Atlanta's Transit Authority says it's investigating.
Well, all I gotta say is thank God that everybody's okay, because that right there could have been a whole lot worse. And since we're speaking about things getting a whole lot worse, the Department of Justice has just announced that they have officially fired Maureen Comey, the daughter of James Comey, after she failed to get the job done in the Diddy case. Now, interestingly enough, sources are being tight-lipped about exactly why Maureen Comey was fired, but some people are speculating that it's not all about Diddy, because when she got the axe from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, Article 2 of the Constitution, which establishes the executive power of the president, was cited, which leads insiders to believe that her termination is less about P. Diddy and more about the fact that she was the person who successfully prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand homegirl, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's now asking Donald Trump for an appeal.
The president really wants this Epstein thing to go away. He fired Maureen Comey, the federal prosecutor for the Southern District of New York, who prosecuted Jeffrey Epstein as well as Maxwell. That's right, folks. He let her go today. Now, if there's nothing to hide, why fire the prosecutor who brought these people to justice? And also, it probably has something to do with the former FBI director, James Comey, as well, because she is the daughter of former FBI director, James Comey. But why terminate? Why fire the prosecutor who brought these people to justice? And not only did she bring them to justice, she got convictions. But no. He want this thing to go away so bad, I think he would fire the entire Department of Justice to make it go away.
Look, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but if there's one thing that I do know is this. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell weren't the only people involved in Jeffrey's freak-off parties, because the girls who were abused have stated loudly and clearly that there were more people involved. So, I don't support anyone who's out here trying to cover up Jeffrey's tracks. And I don't care whether or not that list has 2 people on it or 200 people on it. Every person who participated in Jeffrey Epstein's crimes needs to be exposed and put in front of a judge. Because if there's one thing that we don't do, it's this. We don't protect PDF files. And I gotta tell you, not to be bipartisan, but Trump's administration is looking shady as hell right now. And you know that it's bad when Candace Owens actually agrees with the source.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. And I don't know that I am ever going to be able to forgive Trump for making me do what I'm about to do. The unthinkable. I am going to have to defend Barack Obama. I can't believe this. That's how bad the fallout is right now over Jeffrey Epstein. Where do we begin? Okay, I think we should at first start with the montage that was actually put together by Breakthrough News. It's good to do this just to remind ourselves that we're not going crazy on the topic of Epstein. Take a listen.
How is it that my father could be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, Buck? It's almost like they're trying to protect those for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest, the largest scale in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism, is the way that I put it. But we
release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
In this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever.
ever. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
All of these people are in power now. All of these people could certainly release the quote-unquote list. Is it exactly a list? Is it a network of contacts? Is it video footage of people that committed crimes against children? We don't know. And we may never know, which is leading some people to ask the question, like, is Trump actually in the Epstein files? And personally, my take on that is no. But what is your opinion? Because I can't reconcile this Donald Trump with the Trump that we're seeing right now, the Trump that is gaslighting the public right now, the Trump that I voted for across multiple elections. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer to Trump's MAGA movement.
Let me tell you something. If they don't already have a list, then what they need to do is put some FBI agents and some CIA agents to work and get a list. Because Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell weren't out here doing what they were doing all alone. And as a country, we should not be comfortable just being like, oh well, at least we got 2 PDF files. I mean, we know there's a whole lot more out there, but at least we got 2, and 2 out of 10 ain't bad. I mean, what type of ish is that? And then, on top of the fact that you're telling us there's no list, you also have the nerve to release prison footage from the night that he allegedly murked himself that has a gap in a timestamp of a camera that's not even pointed at his prison door.
Controversial video that is triggering a MAGA mutiny. It's supposed to show raw footage of the jail cell where Jeffrey Epstein was being held the night he committed suicide. The video was released by the Department of Justice to prove that no one entered Epstein's cell before he was found and that he really did take his own. But it's only fueling more conspiracy theories. Look, the video jumps just before 11:59 to midnight. There's 1 full minute missing.
Wow, Wired is now reporting that metadata analysis shows that nearly 3 minutes of footage were cut from what the DOJ and FBI claimed was the full raw surveillance video outside of Jeffrey Epstein's cell. We had learned earlier that the footage had been edited in Adobe Premiere Pro. Well, now we're learning that one of the source files was almost 3 minutes longer than what was released and was then stitched together with the video editing software. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. When Wired pressed the Justice Department, they were told to refer to the FBI. And when they asked the FBI, well, they refused to comment. This comes just days after the Trump administration's DOJ announced that there was no Epstein client list after saying that it was on their desk, triggering backlash from even Trump's own supporters, and after multiple votes in which House Republicans refused to release the Epstein files. Now we're left with even more questions about what's behind this cover-up.
Listen, let me know down below. Is this whole Jeffrey Epstein mess looking mad sus right now? And also, let me know, why do you think that it is that the government really isn't trying to be forthright and put all of Jeffrey Epstein's information on Front Street? And last but not least, a whole lot of people out here on these internet streets believe that the other day when Katt Williams was doing an interview, he actually shaded Angel Reese. Watch this.
In basketball, I'm 5'5", so there's a whole realm of basketball I can't experience. I don't have any above the rim experience. On the other hand, I'm not Angel Reese. I'm 99% on my layups because I can't afford to miss a layup. My layup is my dunk. You understand me? Right. So,
you can't shoot, Katt. That's all. That's all. Shoot. Come on, man. Look where I'm at. Look where I'm at, Katt.
Yeah.
Ah! You might win this one. You might win this one. Let's see if you can shoot. Ah! First one to 3. First one to 3. I gotta step in a little bit. Oh my God! Let's see if you can shoot. Let's see if you can shoot. Whoa! Free throw, free throw. There you go. Good. Relax. If you miss, we're gonna run. Good job.
Hey, get this. He running anyway.
Goddamn, you cheated! You cheated! Hey, that motherfucker cheated, man! God. Hey, he cheated, man!
Okay, so after Katt Williams said what he said about Angel Reese, a whole lot of people came in the comment section, and one person said, now why he shade this woman? She's young enough to be his daughter. I like Katt dearly, but what's the point? And then somebody else was like, Angel minds her business and still just obsessed. And then after that, somebody else came through and said, he's definitely saying he can't afford to miss a layup and gotta be at 99% because he's short, unlike Angel Reese, who is tall. Comprehension is everything. Honestly, I didn't even perceive what Katt Williams said about Angel Reese to be a diss. As a matter of fact, in a roundabout way, I actually think that he's giving her props and bringing attention to the WNBA. Because when you think about it, most men, at least 10 out of 10, wouldn't even compare their game to a female's game when discussing basketball at all. I mean, put it in perspective. Do you think that Michael Jordan would ever be doing an interview and he'd be like, yeah, I'm out here shooting better than Dawn Staley? Or that LeBron would be doing an interview where he's like, yeah, my numbers are better than Caitlin Clark's? It would have never happened. So as far as I'm concerned, Katt is out here dealing in equality. And even if he did diss her, which he didn't, he respects her enough to put her name in a conversation. Listen, let me know what you think about Katt Williams allegedly shading Angel Reese and everything else that we discussed in today's video. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.